I had always imagined my sister's wedding day as a perfect scene out of a dream, every detail meticulous, every smile genuine, every moment a memory to cherish forever. Yet the moment I walked into that hall, reality struck me in a way I could have never anticipated. The lights glimmered and the flowers were arranged immaculately, the air fragrant with roses and marigolds, the echoes of laughter and camera clicks mingling together into a hum of celebration. But despite all this, when the usher led me to my seat, I realized immediately that I was not meant to sit with everyone else. The hall was full, they said, and I was to be placed in the hallway, just at the edge, with a view that barely captured the ceremony. My chest tightened as I realized Zainab, the older sister who had spent weeks and months helping with every detail, who had calmed my sister Sanaa's nerves when she panicked over minor wedding mishaps, who had sewn a piece of her outfit to perfection, who had spent hours selecting the perfect dupatta for her, was now relegated to a lonely corner, my hands trembling slightly as I held the chair's edge, glancing inside where guests whispered and laughed, some recognizing me, some ignoring my presence entirely, and though I tried to smile, a hollow weight settled deep in my stomach, the excitement and pride I had felt that morning evaporating instantly into embarrassment and a silent rage. I forced myself to look at Sanaa, who was laughing nervously with her bridesmaids, unaware of how this small humiliation felt like a storm inside me. The Qazi's voice reciting the nikah was distant and muffled as if filtered through my own frustration, each syllable amplifying the sense of exclusion I felt. I tried to remind myself it was her day, that her happiness mattered most. Yet I could not shake the feeling that I had been invisible to everyone I had trusted. Every relative and family friend seemed to glide past me effortlessly into the hall, some exchanging whispers, some pausing to compliment the bride, and there I sat, a silent observer. While my sister's big moment was happening just a few feet away, I watched as Sanaa's hands trembled slightly while she recited her vows, the excitement in her eyes bright and innocent, and I wanted to run in and hug her, to tell her it would be okay, that I was proud of her, but the sting of being sidelined rooted me to that spot, the hallway suddenly feeling colder, the air heavier, the celebration inside transformed into a painful reminder that my role, my presence, had been minimized. I remember taking deep, trembling breaths, trying to calm myself, pretending to smile at passing guests, hoping no one would notice the tightness in my chest or the moisture forming at the corners of my eyes, and yet even as I told myself to endure, to stay quiet, I could not ignore the hurt, the sense that my years of caring, helping, and being the dependable older sister had evaporated in an instant. I felt my phone buzz in my pocket. A message from Hina, my closest friend, appeared. "Where are you?" "Go back in, Zainab." I wanted to reply, I wanted to tell her everything, but a knot in my throat made me swallow the words. Instead I typed quickly, "Outside." They didn't let me sit inside. Moments later, the reply came, "This can't be real, you've got to go back, it's Sanaa's big day." I stared at the screen, feeling trapped between pride and heartbreak, between wanting to protect my sister's day and wanting to claim the recognition I deserved. The nikah ended, cheers erupted inside, cameras flashed, and I stood, trying to catch a glimpse of Sanaa's smile. Even from that distance it was radiant, and a part of me wanted to celebrate with her, but the larger part of me felt invisible, irrelevant, the shadows of the hallway swallowing me whole. I turned away, walked outside, letting the cool evening air hit my face, and for the first time in months, maybe years, I felt free to cry, my fingers gripping my phone as I typed a message to Hina. It was beautiful, for everyone else. The air smelled of jasmine and dust, and yet I felt nothing but the sting of humiliation, the feeling that I had been excluded from the most important moment of my sister's life. And as I glanced at my phone again, I saw the post. Someone had recorded me sitting in that lonely corner, the video capturing the awkward distance, the laughter of people walking past, the caption reading, "Even at her sister's wedding, she's not allowed inside." Some families never change. My heart sank, my hands went cold, and my eyes blurred with tears, the video spreading within minutes, comments piling up, some defending me, others mocking, some questioning Sanaa. And the humiliation that had been private now exploded into a public spectacle. The irony that it was my sister's happiest day and yet my darkest moment wasn't lost on me. I watched the faces of strangers and acquaintances reacting to me, to us, to the family. I felt my chest tighten, and suddenly the entire world seemed to be watching. My mother called, her voice trembling. "Zainab, what's happening?" "Stay calm, I'll handle it," but I couldn't wait, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't pretend, so I hung up and walked further away from the hall, letting my mind drift into memories of the past, Sana and I sharing secrets in the kitchen, laughing over childhood mischiefs, crying over small heartbreaks, and suddenly realizing how distant we had grown under the weight of family expectations. The air outside was silent now, the sun beginning to set, painting the sky in fiery streaks, and my heart was full of questions I couldn't answer. Who allowed this? Why was I left out? Why did no one speak for me? And yet even in the midst of this pain, I knew I had to stay strong, for Sana, for myself, for the truth, because soon enough, this video wouldn't just stir whispers and shock, it would unravel secrets, expose hidden tensions, and force everyone to face the reality they had chosen to ignore. Little did I know that within hours, the video would go viral, reaching relatives, friends, and strangers alike, igniting debates, judgments, sympathy, and rage, the lines between celebration and scandal blurring, and as I looked at my reflection in the car window, I realized something. This day, this humiliating, painful, heartbreaking day, was only the beginning, a spark that would set the stage for revelations, confrontations, and decisions that could change everything, for better or worse. And as night fell and the first stars appeared, I felt a strange mix of dread and anticipation, knowing that tomorrow, nothing would be the same, that the hallway where I sat alone was now a symbol of everything hidden beneath the surface, the favoritism, the jealousy, the unresolved grievances, the unspoken truths, and the love that still lingered between sisters despite everything. I took a deep breath, gripping my phone once more, and whispered to myself, "Let them see. Let them all see." The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing, notifications piled up, messages, calls, tags, all of them centered on that single video from the night before, every ping sending a jolt through my chest. I hesitated to open some of them, afraid of what I might find, yet curiosity and anxiety pulled me toward the screen, scrolling endlessly, watching strangers, friends, and even distant relatives comment, some outraged at how a sister could be treated like a shadow, some cruelly mocking the family, calling it unfair, insensitive, humiliating, and others speculating about hidden tensions between Sana and me. The comments swirling like a storm, I felt a mixture of anger, humiliation, and disbelief. I hadn't expected this level of exposure, this rapid unraveling of what I thought was contained, safe, private, family matters that now stretched across the internet in seconds. I turned away from my phone for a moment, staring out the window at the street below, my heart pounding, the world feeling somehow smaller and bigger all at once. I could hear my mother calling from the other room, her voice shaky, "Zainab, come downstairs, please, we need to talk," and I took a deep breath. Knowing that facing them would be impossible without confronting the chaos that had erupted, I walked down slowly, each step heavier than the last, and when I entered the living room, my father, normally composed, sat in silence, jaw tight, fingers pressed to his temple, my mother's eyes red, and Sana, oblivious to the magnitude of what had happened, was still in her wedding attire, delicate and radiant, sitting on the sofa with a forced smile. She looked up at me and said softly, "Zainab, I'm sorry if I made you feel left out." I froze, realizing that she hadn't known the depth of my exclusion, that her innocence and excitement had shielded her from the cruelty of the arrangements. I wanted to scream, to cry, to demand an explanation, but I held it in.